few weeks ago I got a Leica Summicron 35mm and they sent it in and I was really excited to unbox it, but unfortunately once I did, so given the problems I've been having with this lens, it's just so loose. So yeah, you can really see that click. But anyways, I sent it back and I've got a new one right here. So let's go ahead and take a look inside.
This is a Leica video, and everyone has opinions on Leicas, so I've prepared a little segment to free us from the weight of this albatross. This year, because of limitations on domestic and international travel, I've actually been vacationing in comment sections of Leica posts on camera news websites. And honestly, I can say that shining down from the article above, the infernal red disc casts its pale nuclear light onto horrors that one could only dream of. The only thing that matters is if Ken Rockwell is buying one. Well, he might not have or buy one, but that does not mean he will not review it, wink. If he likes it, I look elsewhere. 1/2000 minimum shutter speed for $6,000? Okay. It's a leaf shutter, Nikon Muppet. It also sinks at 1/2000. Go back to your crayons. Has pictorialism returned? It could be that lens manufacturers have run out of new ideas, but such expensive products that produce mostly out-of-focus images? Bokeh wasn't even a recognized word in the West until the 1980s, and now it's an obsession. I like photos with circles in the background, but this seems a little much. Well, if your rangefinder is ever so slightly out of adjustment, you'll know. Reading posts are great entertainment.
So let's go ahead and take a look inside. Got some packing stuff, and then get inside. Now this is what the lens actually comes in. It's kind of like a box within a box. It's like a Russian doll. So there you can see there's the Leica Summicron 35 ASPH, f2 of course, and this is the black anodized version. So I'll go ahead and pull that out. And then I think this is the manufacturing date. So this one was made 8/5, October 5th, 2020. Which way shall we go in? Start right here, I suppose. Pull that little tab out. Let's see. Pull up. Okay. So right here we have a little bit of instructions for the lens. And then, of course, classic Leica style, more Verk fabrication numbers. This is the guarantee cards. It's kind of like a warranty, I suppose. And then there is the proof certificate, which has a inspector's signature from the Leica factory. And you pull that open, and this is a little leather case, and for as much as you pay for a Leica lens, you definitely should be getting something like this with it. So anyways, I'll open this up. The lens is plaster wrapped inside, and it's already got the lens hood, etc. on it. You don't need to rip this plastic. There she is. Perfect. Second version of this lens, or second copy of this lens that I've gotten. But there she is. So I always get a B&W filter for my lenses whenever they're new, just so I know that there is no damage to the front element. I'm kind of finicky about that type of thing. It really, really bothers me. So I always, as soon as I get a lens, I always put a lens hood / UV filter on it just to make sure that it doesn't get damaged. Leica makes lens hoods and UV filters too, but personally I prefer B&W. They're cheaper and they're just as well made, if not better. They have a really nice kind of like weighty, I don't know if it's brass, I don't know exactly what the material is, but it is really nice. I have the Leica UV filter on this lens actually. The reason I have the Leica UV filter on this one is because I don't think that B&H actually, not B&H, B&W? Yeah. B&W actually makes this color UV filter anymore. So the Leica one is kind of what you're stuck with. Here is my Zeiss 28mm f2.8. Go ahead and take this off. The sizes, they're, I think the Leica Summicron is actually shorter. If it wasn't for the lens hood, it would definitely be shorter. And it's a faster aperture, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. Put the red dot to the red dot, of course. But also, inside of the leather case, there is a little bit more stuff. It's actually kind of feels hidden. I didn't know exactly, I knew it came with it, but I didn't know exactly where it was whenever I first saw it. Let me turn up the ISO so you can see inside here. But as you can see, there's like a little bit of a, you actually have to pull this out and then this tiny little foam piece. And you get this little cap, which is just like the one you get on the 50mm Summicron dual range. And then you reach further in, but you get this tiny little ring. Screw this off. Basically, whenever you take off the lens hood, you are kind of left with this little railing part right here, which I think some people don't like, so they include this little ring, which you just screw on. And hey, there you go. Now you have the ring covering up the railing, where otherwise there would be the somewhat unsightly threading for the lens hood. A question you may be thinking or asking yourself is, why would I get this, the Leica Summicron 35mm, whenever you could get this for a little bit less than like 3/4 of the price? And that is a great question. Why would you? And I don't know, for me, it's partly that I know that the Leica Summicron 35 is a lens that I've wanted. It's a lens that I know is a very nice size. It fits on these cameras very well. Whenever you have the Zeiss lens on your camera, it's certainly not a street photography lens. It's a lens that is going to be really good for like portraiture and stuff like that. For me, this is a lens that if I end up liking it, which I guess you'll see in the review, if I end up liking it, I'll probably be using for a really long time. So in my opinion, a splurge isn't that bad. Also, I just think that the ergonomics on Leica lenses are something that is generally, I don't really think there's another company that does it better. So if you want a perfectly ergonomic, a perfectly balanced lens for like a camera, your best option is Leica, and that's not to say that the 7 Artisans of the world or the Zeiss, etc., the Voigtlander lenses are not good. Of course they're excellent. It's just that this is kind of like the gold standard. It's the classic do everything Leica lens. I don't know, I'm really excited to go out and use it, so yeah. But anyways, if you enjoyed this, then please consider subscribing if you have not already. You should check out all my other videos. If you enjoyed this, then check out my other lens reviews and tick the notification bell so you don't miss the Zeiss 35mm 1.4 review when that comes out. Thank you for watching. My name is Drew Waddell. Have a good one.